Hey guys, this is a video to introduce you to your textbook, and you can see I'm in my basement, and that is because it is in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, and I had to find a way to get away from family life of a 3-year-old and 7-year-old, and so we set up a makeshift basement in our makeshift office in our basement for the time being. So the textbook that I selected for the class is Ecology. It's the 5th edition by Bill Bowman and Sally Hacker. And I ended up selecting an online resource for the class because of this being an online class itself, and also because I think the text has a lot of neat features that are unavailable in a traditional paper text. So I'm going to sort of lead you through the text a little bit. You can see clearly that this is the cover. And if we're going to, so you have, I should start here. So you can see there's a list of items here in the main menu. I'm going to start with the table of contents. And we're going to scroll down and look at the media and supplements. And so you can see that I've highlighted a few things. And to show you how you do that, you just simply select an area and let go. You can change the color. You can click on it. You can also create a note about it or a citation. You can delete it. I'm just going to create a flashcard. I'm going to delete this. But you'll see, for example, in this that I highlighted, let's try undoing that. Where I highlighted here, I had a note that said you can purchase your ebook at the link provided. And then you can save that. Interestingly, these things come back up later. I'll show you how they do that in a few minutes. But also, so this is an enhanced ebook, includes a lot of other things, included integrated videos, self-quizzes, and additional resources. Then there are also these chapter outlines. There are various case study videos. There's hands-on problems that you can solve. There are online data analysis exercises. There's a bit about online climate change connections. There are other web extensions throughout. The text provides self-assessment questions at the end of each section, so you can identify where you may be weak or where you're stronger in terms of the key concepts. And then there are other suggested readings, chapter summaries, and flashcards that are available, and then also this thing that they call Web Stats Review, and I'm going to get to that in a few minutes. So with that, let's move on. There's also a section in each chapter about how ecology relates to human health. And it's true that human health and ecosystems or ecology are inextricably linked. And that's because the environments in which people live can impact their health. And one of the reasons that a lot of people study ecology is to understand human systems and how we can have a better sustainable future for ourselves, our species as well. So moving into the first, the Web of Life tab here, and you can see that the key concepts are at the top of each chapter or each section. And we scroll on down, there are also these really, what I think are sort of neat links that you can click on. So if I show you, this is one of the notes I typed, links to related content throughout. And so if I just click on that, let's see if I can get it to open. Let's delete then let's click on it. And you can see that there's another web page about the worldwide amphibian declines. So some neat links throughout that to give you more information about material if you're interested. And another thing that I think is really neat are these interactive figures. Let me get back to so these interactive figures like this. And so you can, this sort of may bring these figures to life for you. And additionally, there are bolded terms. And if you click on a bold term, it gives you the definition of the bolded term. So they're bold and blue. And you can also highlight the text related to the bolded term. See where the sentence ends. And then you can create a flashcard. And then, so this would be the definition on the back. You could say that would be a controlled experiment. And save the flashcard. We'll get to that in a few minutes, how that works. And got some notes here that I wanted to get to a few things. Okay, and then let's see. So we're going to scroll down. I want to get to the stats review. Let's see where that is. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll introduce this bit here. So you can also search for things. So let's do stats review. And if I click on that, it will take you to where stats review is located in the text. And you can see it's located here. I'm going to delete that. And then if I would click on this, but I've already done this, it just downloads a PDF. And I've already opened that PDF. And so the stats review is really simply a review of stats that are commonly used in ecology, sort of a mini intro course to ecological statistics. And then moving on, at the bottom of each of the sections, there are these self-assessments, and they relate to the key concept at the beginning of the section. And so you can do those self-assessments to sort of help yourself see where you stand with your information that you're trying to, that we've been covering, you're trying to understand. So if I go back to the main menu, you can also click on bookmarks. So if you leave off somewhere, you want to go back to something, you can create a bookmark. And bookmarks are pretty easy to make. You just click create a bookmark, and it creates a bookmark wherever you left off. I'll show you this quickly. So,
hello, I'm Bill Bowman, author of Ecology. Welcome to the case study video, Climate Variation and Salmon Abundance. Grizzly bears of the Pacific Northwest feast
I won't ruin that video for you because we'll get to it later. But that's bookmarks. Also, in the main menu, you'll see notes and highlights. And so all of the things that I highlighted are shown here. And you can see that with that highlighted text, I wrote a comment here about where your ecology textbook is located. You saw me type that note out. You can also use these notes and highlights to create a study guide. So if you can go in and select the things that you want highlighted or that you want to include from each of the sections. And then at the bottom, you say open notes, and it creates this sort of notes section for you that you can use to help study. And then flashcards as well. So you can see there are 2 flashcards that I created. And so you can say study flashcards. And this is the first flashcard, and it says, is the force exerted by molecules of air on the air and the surface below it? And if I click on the tab, you can, or the flashcard, it flips it, and that's atmospheric pressure. So I can go to the next flashcard and do the same thing. And that's about it. So I think the textbook is really pretty good, and I think it'll be a good resource for you as you move through the course. Hope you enjoy it.